Hi everyone, so welcome back to Rebirth TV. I am Stacy Benton and I'm so thankful and elated and excited that you guys decided to come and listen in and watch the videos. Just hoping that you're having a beautiful day. I'm really just feeling just thankful and grateful at the moment, and I hope you feel the same too. So if this is your first time listening in, I definitely want to just thank you for spending your time and watching the videos and listening also and listening. And I hope you are finding the content to be inspirational, educational, and motivational. And that's the main objective for Rebirth TV. And this is a pilot, so it is the beginning of greatness. It's the beginning of something that is way bigger than myself, and also much bigger than or bigger than Rebirth Media Network. So with Rebirth TV, we are launching Rebirth A Gift, which is a series to help individuals that have experienced complex trauma to heal, to recover, and just encourage you to continue on your healing journey. And if you are familiar with the videos, you already know that my format or my structure is very simple, but the main objective is so you can get a better feel of who I am as an author, speaker, entrepreneur. And if you need more insights or just want to feel a deeper connection to me, please go back and watch the other videos because it'll give you a lot of insight into Rebirth Media Network, the company, as well as me as an author. So I am building this platform to be a means of an encouragement to individuals that have, again, experienced some level of complex trauma. So right now with Rebirth TV, this is our YouTube channel, and we're using this platform to also educate. So what I'm also doing is sharing content or information, articles, writings on things that really would be informative and educational for you, so you can continue to build on your premise of healing your complex trauma to recovery, so that you can now become or transcend into the individual you always imagined yourself to be. So there is an end result here, and really usually how I just go about the videos, just really just what I feel that you need for the moment. It's very just a simple way to connect with you, the listener. So on the last video, we were really just examining an article about emotional trauma, like different childhood abuse, and the how it associates or what it the types of issues it causes as a result of your childhood abuse, and the issues that it caused around, like emotional trauma, like emotional dysregulation, just different personality disorders. So we were just really just going over that information. And today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the article because there was some great information there that I think would be helpful. So one thing that I do is that when you watch the videos, I'm giving insights on several perspectives when it comes to trauma, childhood abuse. So it's not just linear. You're going to get a lot of information, but it's all connected and works in a cohesive manner so that you can now feel uplifted. Once you leave the video, you can feel inspired. You can feel like, oh, there are going to be a lot of nuggets dropped within the video. There's going to be a lot of aha moments for you in the video. So definitely come back, binge watch the videos, because I am releasing this content just as is. I'm not editing it. editing any of it because I want it to be authentic. It's not about perfectionism. And that's one thing that I addressed in the other videos, is that if you have experienced complex trauma, especially in childhood, there is issues with perfectionism. Yes, I said that right. So you want to do everything perfect, but we're not perfect beings. We're striving to be better every day. So none of my videos are edited, so please bear with me. I hope you really appreciate the authenticity and the genuineness of the videos, because that's really what I'm going for. Also, I am inspiring you to be your authentic self as well, so you won't have to deal with imposter syndrome. You can find your own authentic voice. Part of that is actually just being you. But how can you be comfortable in being yourself when you still have complex trauma that you're dealing with, which stagnates your ability to become the best version of yourself? It stagnates your ability to ascend, to transcend, to transform, to be a empowered version of yourself. So what I'm going to do is just shift here a little, and I am sharing this article we were talking about on the last video. We were just discussing borderline personality disorder, and these are just some issues that can come from, or as a result of, when it comes to your trauma that you may have experienced. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back. So please watch the other video, because it's just going to give you more insight into that. Different personality disorders like borderline personality disorder. That was the previous video. So if you have a diagnosis for that, or if you want to just have more information concerning borderline personality disorder, yes, definitely go back and watch that video. And here I'm also going to address some other issues around emotional liability. And it's just showing that if someone has called you sensitive, or you're just being sensitive, you're so sensitive, that could mean that you could be being triggered or have some sensitivity around your complex trauma. And most likely it is a correlation, or there is a connection there. So what we're going to do here, we already examined borderline personality disorder and emotional liability. Is also commonly seen in people who have personality disorders. So let's go here to bipolar disorder. We're going to examine this. And actually, as I was going through my own healing journey, I was so floored. I was just so intrigued with the connection between trauma and other mental diagnoses, and just knowing that there is a connection, and just understanding that it's nothing to be shameful about. It's nothing to feel guilt about. Even if you have symptoms of some level of emotional sensitivity, it's all part of experiencing complex trauma. Right now, we're focusing on childhood trauma. That was what the other videos were about, because we are still in Child Abuse Awareness Month, which is April. So I'm kind of dedicating this from a perspective of children, and just to support the cause, okay? So symptoms of bipolar disorder is mania and depression. So mania is talking excessively, racing thoughts, hostility, less sleep, or delusions. Depression, extreme fatigue, prolonged sadness, memory loss, poor nutrition. So if you're having some symptoms around both bipolar disorder, or you have a medical or mental health diagnosis from a trained therapist, a mental health professional, then definitely you understand these two dynamics. And the reason why I am sharing this information when it comes to bipolar disorder is so you can continue to see the connection with your childhood trauma. If you're just starting your journey or you're already in the process of your healing journey. So I want you to continue to connect the two and to be able to see, well, I have some level of childhood abuse or complex trauma in my life, but also I have symptoms of bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder. So I just want to bring the connection to let you see that it could be a sign, or if you already know this and you're already aware, but if you don't know this, then it could be a sign or a connection to your trauma as a child. And you may want to go through some childhood trauma therapy as well if you are currently dealing with just bipolar disorder and you have a professional diagnosis. Now, again, I'm not a professional health. I'm not in professional mental health. I'm not a trained therapist. I am going by everything that I'm presenting or sharing is from my personal experiences with my own childhood trauma. And understanding that there is a connection there. That's what I'm trying to exemplify here for you is there is a connection and you're not alone in the journey if you're having highly emotional issues or high levels of emotional sensitivity and you're going through mania and depression. So what I want you to encourage you to do is watch what your triggers are, because there's something that's triggering a change in your brain wave patterns or activity. It could be the hidden trauma or the trauma that's been buried within yourself because of shame and guilt. That's another aspect that we've dealt with on the other videos. So when it comes, if you have mania or depression, or you may suffer just from mania a lot, or you may have depression or depressive states, just pay attention to what's triggering it. So this comes with a higher level of mindfulness to just try. And I know it could be difficult when you're in these states or you're feeling yourself going into these states, but just try to be mindful, even if you have to journal daily. What happened that day, just from you observing or just writing down your feelings? Then go back and see, do you see any triggers? Was there something that triggered you into feeling more mania or more depression? Because having a level of self-awareness is going to help you heal your trauma. Self-awareness is very vital to healing your trauma. So journaling is a great way excuse me, journaling is a great way to actually begin that process and to have a deeper insight, a deeper self-awareness, what is actually going on within yourself. So one of the signs of mania is just talking excessively, like you're just on 10 for some reason, and you have all this exuberant energy all of a sudden, and it's just like it's causing you to talk fast. Racing thoughts, if you feel like you just can't get a handle on your thought processes, it's just things are just running through your mind constantly. Hostility, you find yourself really just triggered or hostile or aggressive, and you know that it's an issue with anger or rage or just extreme negative emotions. If you're having issues with less sleep, that means that you find yourself with having insomnia, waking up throughout the night. You're not able to sleep well. You find yourself pacing at night or constantly just lying in bed and your mind is racing. So you're having both of these together, less sleep and racing thoughts. Delusions, if you're having any type of delusions, meaning that anything that is not factual, that you know that it's not built upon a spiritual belief, it's just a or any type of self-awareness belief that you may have, or tradition. It's just a delusion. It just comes out of nowhere. It doesn't make any sense to you. You may be aware of it, you may not be aware of it. You may be conscious of it, you may not be conscious of it.